Hello, people who are not me, and welcome back to Let's Play Secret of Mana. I am Sire Goku. Previously, I defeated the Blue Dragon, and that should be the last of the bosses in this area. Which is good, because I need to buy some stuff. Now, don't worry if you didn't collect everything you wanted. Like, if you do want to get those Griffin helms from these Griffin hands, you can come back here. This doesn't lock you out if you leave here after beating everything in it. At least I don't think it does. Even if it does, the final dungeon has better equipment than this anyway. But, I mean, the Griffin helms are really the only weapon that I can think of, armor that I can think of that you'd actually want to get. Yeah, Griffin helm, because it only raises your defense by 5, but it's still good. I mean, 5 defense is nothing to sneeze at. It's worth getting if you can. It's worth getting if you can grab him. But as I said before when I first got them, you don't need to go out of your way to pick them up. It's just a nice little thing to have. Continue on. Shall I save your game? No, thank you. Where are we? And this is auto-scroll. This is automatically playing, so... Look! The Mana Tree! Hey, we finally found it! We're here! Let's revive the Mana Sword! Damn right. It's like a dream. Can we really be here? Eric, we've done it! Damn right we did. I'm so glad I met you. And you too, Mark. I'm so lucky I've found such good help. I'm sure it's supposed to say something about friendship and stuff. So much has happened. We never gave up hope. Yeah. And we have just one more job to do. Ask the Mana Tree to revive the sword. Then we can beat the fortress. Uh-oh.
Now see the power of the Mana Fortress.
Help! Hey! You guys okay? Help! Ah, crap. Where are we? There's no Mana Tree. What the? After all we've been through, it's Thanatos' doing! What's going to happen now? Fuck. Thanatos destroyed the Mana Tree. Eric, it is I, the Mana Tree. The Mana Fortress is using up most of the world's mana. Soon, all the beasts will be transformed into one giant creature. And translation errors. Only the great mana beast can bring back mana. But the beast has little control over its rage. If it were to attack the fortress, the world would be finished. The only way to avoid this is to beat it using the Mana Sword. The sword can only be used by people of the tribe of Mana. Your father, the legendary knight Saren, should be standing here now. He was badly wounded 15 years ago by the Emperor, but vowed to stop him. On his way to a final showdown, he fell and never got up. That was in Podos. You mean, the ghost I saw by the falls was my dad? That was your father, Saren. I was his wife, and am your mother. Oh, crap! We are of the Mana tribe. The women of our kind become the tree, and the protectors of the world. The men wield the sword and protect against evil. You must stop the fortress. Mana is weak, and its shields are down. With my last energy, I will summon the power of the Seeds of Mana. Sword power at maximum, which basically just means you can get your sword to level 8. Eric, I'm sorry I haven't been much of a mother to you. Mother! Is that really you? Please! Oh God. Mother? Why won't you talk to me? Mother! I'm not screaming. I'm not gonna scream. Eric. Mother. This is nuts! Snap out of it! She's asked us to do something. Nina doesn't have a mother. And neither do I. Ouch. Sorry. I'll be okay. Alright. I've got a lot to live up to, and we've a big job ahead. Now you're talking, number one. Yeah! I feel like I just met my mom too. I know she's in my heart. And that can allude to a few things. Alright, let's do it! Yeah! That line can allude to a couple of things. The legendary Mana Knight Saren actually is the default name of the main character in Final Fantasy Adventure. And the Mana Tree does have a name, but it can be whoever you named the second character in Final Fantasy Adventure. So your parents are actually the main. So the main character's parents are actually the main characters from the first game, and it's implied that the girl is actually supposed to be the boy's sister, I believe. It makes sense to me in that regard. I could be completely wrong. Because of the translation being really rough in this version for some reason, it's kind of hard to completely translate it, or like to figure it out, but it's heavily implied that the boy and the girl are the children of the main characters from Senken Densetsu 1. And Emperor Vandal apparently was the one who killed your father, who is Saren. Or who was Saren, who was apparently the main character of the last game. So there's that. we can go to the Mana Fortress, but we have a lot of things. Well, there's no side quests to do, like most JRPGs that give you something to do. There are no side quests. So the only thing left to do is to go stop Thanatos. But I am going to go and power up my sword and stuff and buy some healing items. And if you really want to, which I kind of suggest you try and do, is go back to Pure Land and try and get all of those those armor upgrades. Because trust me, they're going to be very helpful to get if you do that. But for now, the important thing is to level up my weapons. Since I have plenty of those to get. And I always come back to the desert because it's the easiest one to get to. Hyper Fist becomes the Griffin Claws. The Gygus Sword becomes the Dragon Buster. Werebuster becomes the Great Axe. Wing Bow becomes the Doom Bow. And the Frizzbar becomes the Shuriken. And Elves Harpoon, blah blah blah. Dragon Dart. Now here's the thing. Those are all the orbs you can get naturally. But every weapon in this game can get up to level 8. So I think the Shuriken's the max level you can get. Dragon Dart, Doom Bow, Dragon Lance, Dragon Buster. Yeah, you have, that's all of the orbs you can get from boss battles and chests. All of the other weapon upgrades that you can get are all in the final dungeon as rare item drops. Much like the armor upgrades you can find in Pure Land. So, if you really, like I said, you can go back into Pure Land and try and get the armor upgrades if you want. Okay, I am gonna save now because, yeah, the only reason I didn't save during the Pure Land boss fights is because there wasn't really any reason to. It was all of the stuff was right in a row, and I didn't really feel a need to save. But what I do want to get is restock on items. Okay. Yeah, I just needed to restock on Fairy Walnuts. So you can level up your weapons as much as you want. You can level grind your magic all you want. Because we are going off to the final dungeon at this point. So unless you want to level grind in the So unless you want to level grind in the final dungeon, which you can, I'm not saying you can't. But that's gonna be the best place you can level grind, honestly. Now how do you get into here, you may ask? When you fly up near the Mana Fortress, you're gonna notice that Flammy hovers a little higher off the ground. So you want to slowly raise yourself up until he just starts flying towards it. So it'll automatically land you onto the Mana Fortress. And this is the Mana Fortress. This is the final dungeon of the game. Now there's enemies in here that will drop weapon orbs. I don't remember which ones drop which. But again, they're all rare drops, just like the ones in Pure Land. So if you want to grind for them, feel free to do so. I know this guy up here drops one. The Fiend's Head drops one. I know that for sure. Because on a couple of my playthroughs, I have gotten some of the rare drops. In fact, if I'm lucky, I may get one right now. Oh, that's a Doom Trap. Damn. Now, that was a Doom Trap, so... But don't hesitate to search to search chests, because you never know what's gonna be what. So let's get a little preview of where we're heading. And this is the final dungeon. This is the Mana Fortress. And God, do I love this music. Those blue enemies down there are called tsunamis. They also drop an orb. These turtles don't. Sorry, I'm just trying to think here real quick. Yeah, those blue guys drop an orb. These turtles do not. But this is the final dungeon of the game, and it's not that hard. You'd think, honestly, it's not that hard. The enemies in here aren't super aren't ridiculously strong. I mean, you do fight Darkstalkers, which are essentially just ninjas now, so... And if you don't get orbs, you'll also get... Don't feel bad about not getting orbs, because you'll also get really good armor. This is the... Yeah, I got a vampire cape. Yeah, you get really good armor in this place. But that's my little preview for this area. So I'm going to call that a video. Next time, we will actually go through the final dungeon of the game, but I'm going to go back out and do some grinding. Well, not grinding, more so just getting some final preparations done before going through here for real. And we will do the final dungeon in the next video. See you guys then.